day to you, my lovely viewers. Lovely. Now, today I'll be talking to you about the special character that I've once grew up with, seeing the story of his life. Even though he wasn't the main character, though, I really admired him. And yes, he's influenced me to the point where I always think to myself, what would he do in this current situation? What would he uphold? What would the decisions that he would make? And etc. And even though the series just ended a few months before this, I still see him as great and as upholding as the way he is. That's right now. Anyway, the series that I'm talking to you about is Naruto Shippuden, and that's the span of 520 episodes plus really was great. The character development was awesome. The plot was nice, even though it dragged the whole series into a 500 part episode. I still enjoyed the story of it, the travel, and the transverse emotions of each other's characters that complemented the series. Now, the special character that I'm talking to you right now would be Itachi Uchiha. Now, as we all know, Itachi Uchiha was one of the most strongest villains, the strongest Uchihas out there that has possessed a Mangekyo Sharingan and Shisui's eyes, in which Shisui's eyes could bend all willingness, all mentality and change the heart, the core, and the mindset of an individual. It's like the ultimate genjutsu that casts on one person. Maybe Itachi can't get 100% of it, but since he wields it, I really see him as that top of the pivot of the series. And let's not forget, Itachi graduated the Ninja Academy at a really young age. He was then the Anbu captain, the youngest Anbu captain, and that was by suggested by Danzo and approved by Hiruzen Sarutobi. Now, all of this achievements achieved that Itachi gained for himself, all of his power, the recognition of others, he's still a down-to-earth type of guy. He still values the teachings of his father and he still loves his younger brother dearly. And even though he and his little brother Sasuke wasn't always bonding with each other, he'd still care for him with the little time that he has because of all the responsibilities and with all the things that the Hokage and Danzo has to do for him. He still makes time and try to make amends with his brother and his family. Now, the way I like about Itachi is as he progressed through his life, I saw the countless of sacrifices he's made and the pain in the decisions that he's made is truly hurtful. The darkest times of Itachi's life was when he slaughtered his own clan just to prevent a civil war happening from his village. Now I know how would that be apart from the inspiration that I have within me. Now let me continue my statement. Itachi is a type of person that is really strong to his commitments. He's strong-minded, he's patient, he's talented, skillful. Let's just say he's good at everything. And he's just caring, loving, and every type of guy that you find that has a warm heart. Now, when we say he slaughtered his village, it wasn't out of spite, it wasn't out of deep anger, but it was with love and with the best interest for his village and his little brother. Now, his parents knew this and entrusted Sasuke to him with this promise. And believe me, when I heard that kind of promise, it broke my heart. Like, feeling of killing your own clan just for the sake of this, just because it couldn't be avoided. And if he were to side with them, well, chaos would befall in the village, and maybe a great ninja war would start then. So Itachi took it upon himself and delivered the final blow to his village, becoming the villain of the Hidden Leaf and becoming the traitor to all nations because he then joined the Akatsuki. But people never knew what his true intentions were. Only Hiruzen and Danzo were there to be able to monitor him. The true intentions of Sasuke, crush that, Itachi Uchiha, was to monitor the the group so-called Akatsuki that posed a threat to the Hidden Leaf village. Now, even though he slaughtered his clan, he still had the resolve to continue his mission and monitor the Akatsuki. Now that requires strong heart and dedication. Now I really, yes, I really just hearing the things that he did for the village and for his brother, man, he could have never done those when those things were put aside on my burden. And I really don't know what would happen if I was put into his own shoes. But anyway, more about on Itachi was his never-ending love for Sasuke. Because when he was dead, he instructed the crow to get inside Naruto's body, which was powered by Shisui's Sharingan, to oversee if Sasuke would then turn on the village if he knew the truth. Then he would use Shisui's eyes that bends all mentality, that bends all heart willingness, and change the mindset of that person to be used on Sasuke and to be correct him to his true path. Now see, even in his death, he would still look upon his little brother. Now, the sacrifices that he's made and the devotions that he's had is truly remarkable. That's why when I make everyday decisions, I'd say, man, if Itachi was the one making these decisions, what would he value more? What would he do? What would he see? How would he interpret this problem? You know? Would he stick with his heart? Would he stick with his statistics, the calculated decisions? Man, the way Itachi is made by Kishimoto, it's a painful character, but nobody can really relate, but everyone can empathize with, because Itachi is mainly known as the person who lost everything just to protect two things: his brother, one, and the village and peace throughout the village. Even though Itachi was slain by his brother and he, by heart, he felt that he was punished really well, and he made it to that part since he was already carrying a disease. He was only fighting the disease so that Sasuke would punish him and he could protect Sasuke even longer from Orochimaru, the evil snake that wanted to take over Sasuke's body. Now, when I say Itachi, Itachi is a really nice guy. He overlooks everything at different angles, and he looks at the bigger picture, what would happen in the long run. That's the character that I really love. That's why I still put it upon myself in making decisions like, what if I do this? What if I bought this? Would this affect my long run in the entire span of my life? I mean, if I bought this new thing, would this benefit me in the long run, or would this be a toxic material that would only weigh me down on my studies? Um, it has been a great pleasure knowing that Itachi Uchiha is such a nice guy, because beforehand, when I was first watching the series, I really loathed him, but I still admired him because he was so strong, he was so, good looking. The powers he had was so remarkable. So I still enjoyed his presence, but I did not like his character at all. But knowing all of this background stuff that Itachi had since stored for him, and it was such a mind changer that, wow, even though everyone persecuted him, everyone thought of him as evil, loathed him, feared him, there are little people out there that just knew the things that he's done. Now that made me realize na you don't need to have the recognition from somebody else. You don't need all of the power, the fame. But that doesn't mean that you could become evil though, or you do bad things and still want people to see you as good. No, there are lots of methods, and Itachi's methods are just too complex because of the series. No, we should not take it out of context, the things that I'm telling you right now, because everything should be put in context. And yeah, we need to learn to adjust the things that we are doing right now. Now, the sacrifices, the things that he's done for the village was truly honorable. at best. Uh, you could see his true sense of motive after the series has ended. That he's truly a nice guy. Seen so much blood and so much tears through him. But behind all of those things, he remained true hidden shinobi. That is why Tachi Uchiha, the hidden leaf, the one that betrayed mostly everything and anything, the one that lost everything by his own hands and by his own actions, the one that will currently and always will be my greatest inspiration and influence within a fictional character. Thank you.